Well, this is about the seventh attempt I've made to try and record this, but hopefully this is lucky number seven. Right now it's past midnight here in Townsville, Australia, September the 12th, 2011. But back home on the East Coast, they are going through memorial services in in Washington, in New York, in Shanksville, and everywhere else. Um, it, I just thought it'd be important to record my thoughts concerning the 10th anniversary of 9/11 and what it meant to me, what I still think about it. I guess I should start with the fact with that I am abroad, and it's very difficult to be so, considering that we can't I can't mourn with my countrymen and women, and I'm just here with a small group of American students. It wasn't any real effort to make some big memorial service here. I think we're kind of on our own. I chose to wear black today in honor of the victims, and yeah, so that's that. And I should say it. I was 11 years old when the attacks took place. I remember getting a call from the front office over the intercom for me to come home. And I was like, oh, hooray! I get to get out of school. But then I used to get in the truck. The old man's driving me away from the school to go get my little sister, and I hear on the radio that the Twin Towers, the World Trade Center, they were called the World Trade Center, was burning. And I didn't know what the World Trade Center was. I knew what the Twin Towers were because I'd been to New York 3 years prior. I stood in their shadow. And, I was just flabbergasted. I didn't know what to think. I guess over time, over the course of the events of that day, watching them unfold on TV, just was seeing the horror that people were experiencing on the streets of Manhattan, at the Pentagon, and in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. I just became so angry. I'm still angry to this day. And I don't remember crying because the anger was so overwhelming. Because, this was the first time that I was exposed to the wider world beyond my own little happy place in North Carolina. And, my goodness. Hell of a way for a little boy to have to see the wider world. It changed me a lot, as I know it changed a lot of people. I don't think anyone was the same. I certainly wasn't. Afterwards, I dedicated myself to exploring history, to figure out why things like this happen, and just see the inhumanity to man throughout time. And that's a quest that's never going to change. I doubt it will. I'm going to be doing this for the rest of my life, as I've come to realize. I know a lot more than I did before. I'm not sure what I'd be if those attacks hadn't taken place. Probably something better, maybe something worse. I don't know. It's not a good thing, but I am what I am. And what else? Well, I know that. I just been able to cry now in the months leading up, hearing all these stories about how people lost mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, grandmas, grandpas, cousins, girlfriends, boyfriends, husbands, wives in those attacks. I remember just watching the memorial service on the CNN page. There was a guy who was on there who was 13 at the time of the attacks, His father died in the World Trade Center, and now he has to shoulder how he had to shoulder the burden of being the man in the house for 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 his younger brother, for his mother. I mean, that's just, yeah, how could you not cry? I mean, especially when he talks about hoping he can live up to his example. I mean, 10 years is a long time to have to mourn and reflect and have to deal with that. I mean, I just can't even imagine what these victims are going through. The families of the victims are going through. Sorry. And I'm just going on a train of thought. Like I said, this is my 7th attempt trying to make this and get it right so I can put it up. It's my first video up on the internet. But yeah, I'm pretty sure many of them were able to feel a sense of justice when they found out that Osama bin Laden had been killed by SEAL Team 6 in Abbottabad, Pakistan. As was I. I was very happy. I got out my best stogie and I walked up and down the rain-soaked streets of Oxford, Ohio, smoking it and shouting at people. Whenever people would go America, I'd yell back, "Fuck yeah!" That was pretty awesome. But now, I mean, it was just so great to see that son of a bitch get it for what he did, for twisting the minds of so many people and converting so many followers to a bastardized version of Islam. It was just so great to finally see that he got his end. He met his demise at the tip of a 5.56 millimeter round right through his head. But I mean, there were most certainly people mourning the death of bin Laden. And those same people are probably still celebrating 9/11. Sorry if I'm rambling, I just want to try and get through this quickly. But, I mean, not that it's a chore to do, but I just wanted to get this done quick. I'm sorry, but, I mean, there are people celebrating this for sure. And that pisses me off. But what really pisses me off is the fact that there are conspiracy theorists out in the streets of the major cities of the world right now, wherever it is daylight, which it isn't here. The 9/11 Truth Movement, in case you haven't heard of them. Even though they're a group that's very fractured when it comes to what their story is, their general consensus, and I know they're going to say, well, not everyone believes the same thing. Well, the majority of them believe that the government of the United States and probably the Israeli government carried it out. And some of the more popular beliefs, which they claim are backed up by facts, which are non-existent in support for them. They have no facts. They claim that the World Trade Center was brought down by explosives, by controlled demolition, that Flight 77 didn't hit the Pentagon, it was a missile. Flight 93 was either shot down or that it landed in Cleveland, Ohio. And the most disturbing thing of all, I've seen so many of their videos, is when they say that the phone calls on the airphones and on cell phones, if they got them to work long enough, those were all fake. Used by using some sort of voice morphing technology or with the cooperation of the victims. And that's what pisses me off the most, is those videos, those claims. Just to take the last words of people, especially the people on Flight 93, who are the real hero, who are among the most unsung heroes of that day. Well, not unsung. The biggest heroes of that day, I should say. I'm not messing up, but just when they take it and they say that, and when they say that they're fake, and they're saying, when people don't talk like this to each other, what the fuck do you know? Huh? Do you know how these people talked? Do you know how they referred to, how they talked to their loved ones, how they referred to each other? That's what really pisses me off. And that's what gives me this other emotion of anger combined with this emotion of sadness. Just to make this very strange sensation. It's just to see that. People thinking it's appropriate to put that up online and to mock people and to mock these families and say that their families never exist, that they're all just con artists and actors in some massive plot. I honestly do not know what human being or several hundred human beings would be willing to do something like that, to just go along with that, and to just record fake messages to their families or cooperate with the government so that they could get a voice sample to make the fake phone calls. Jesus Christ. It's the biggest little bullshit in the world right now. Well, it's really up there. I know that they're there. They gotta be. They always are. Every anniversary, they're down there saying 9/11 was an inside job. Wearing their black Investigate 9/11 shirts and chanting the same thing over and over again like an army of freaking drones. And they call people that don't believe them sheep and conformists. Really. Irony. But yeah, man. Wow. I just can't believe it's just been 10 years. 10 years since the most tragic day in our nation's history. It's just, I just kind of do feel bad for not being there, but I really wanted to take this experience, and then I've learned a lot, but that's certainly one of the hardest parts, besides being away from my family and from the NFL, is to be away, to not be back home. I know that there were students here, American students here at this very university 10 years ago who were going through the same thing, only they had to stay up late into the night to watch events. And I just can't even imagine what it was like for them to experience that firsthand. I mean, I was home with the comfort of my family. They're away, relying on the comfort of strangers, even though people in this part of the world, Australians and New Zealanders, are some of the nicest people you'll ever meet in your life, and they've been very supportive of us here, and they understand our grief. They've mourned with us year after year. I'm sure they did today. I wouldn't know. I didn't leave university grounds to go into Townsville, but well, those are my rambling thoughts. That's the one final note. History is a very fragile thing. I know this to be true. It's so easy to take something, just twist it around and try and trivialize something, as the truthers are done and are still trying to do, even though they haven't accomplished. Thank God they haven't. But I mean, they still try, and then they've accomplished nothing. But there's some words that I found from an internet debunker, which is a person that challenges these conspiracy theories. He apparently went there on, I think it was 2008, to the World Trade Center site, to Ground Zero, and he wrote on a memorial beam words I've taken to heart. And I hope this is exactly how I remember, because I haven't checked it in a while. I think it went, we will never forget, and we will never allow your history to be rewritten or distorted. I take those words to heart, because if we forget or we trivialize why these people died that day, or we accept this conspiracy bullshit, then we've learned nothing. Then the terrorists really have won. I know it sounds cliche, but they have. If we forget, we can't forget. We never can. If we do, then they've won. we've lost. And these people died for no reason. These people, especially the people especially the firefighters, the police officers, and the people on Flight 93, they died for no reason. Well, those are my thoughts. So, before I sign off, I'd just like to say, God bless America, God bless Australia, New Zealand, England, God bless our allies, God bless the world, God bless you all.